Hey, what's up YouTube? I'm Theodore Wallace, and we're talking about electric skateboards. Now, I've wanted one of these for years. I've been pretty much waiting for the specs and the cost to meet my requirements. I found one that I think you guys will really want to hear about. Go check out the HugerTech Racer.
So I just got a reply back from Facebook. After editing this whole video, it's pronounced Huger with a hard G. So I pronounce it Huger throughout this whole video, so sorry about that. It's HugerTech. This is the HugerTech Indiegogo page. They're selling 3 different boards. We're talking about the Huger Racer. Currently it's $5.99, which is half the price of what it'll be retail. Look down below in the description of this video. You can see all of the specs and features.
Okay, so I'm a skater. I've been skateboarding for over 10 years. Since I don't have one, let's talk to someone who owns and has ridden many miles on a name brand boosted board. Let's hear it from my bro Tommy. Hey, there you are. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
So, you've been riding your boosted board for a while now, countless miles. What are your thoughts and feelings on just electric skateboards in general?
It changed the way I do everything. I mean, that's how I get around now. I look more forward to riding my boosted board than getting in my car and driving now.
Awesome. So now let's talk about my impressions of the HugerTech board and how it kind of, the specs, the perspective specs compare to, the boosted board. Boosted board has been name brand, and it's, everyone who has ever heard of electric skateboards, has heard of boosted boards. So for one, it's a 2,000 watt battery. They're both really powerful. One big difference I see is boosted boards are belt driven, whereas this new HugerTech Racer, it has 2 hub motors. They'll be great for us to see. We'll have to review it once we have both of them. With the board shape, one thing I've really liked about boosted board is its board shape. It's arced a little bit up for the the bamboo, so that when you step on it, it lies flat. That's really nice. It's very aesthetically pleasing. I like that you can see all the wheels. I like that there's no chance of wheel bite. So with the HugerTech Racer, it's got kind of like a rocket shape, where the tail is pointed out behind, and then the nose is like rounded, and it's inches in front of the front wheels. That's a very classic style, and I like it for classic boards. For an electric longboard, I don't know how it's going to affect the ride. I'm guessing I'm going to tighten up the trucks enough where I won't get wheel bite. Wheel bite is where you lean so much that the board clips the top of the wheel as it's spinning, and it can, stop the wheel really quick. Something that I do like about this board shape is, so the tail, there is a tail, so that you can put your foot on the tail, you can tip the front of the board up if you wanted to, you can manual a little bit.
Which I cannot do. And
the tail light comes down from the back of the board, and it looks as if they made it really nice for you to be able to kick the board up into your hand. So now for the range, let's talk about that for a moment. The standard size battery on boosted, I hear it gets 7 miles, or it's supposed to get 7?
The standard, it gets 7 miles, and then they are offering an extended, which brings it up to 12 miles.
How often do you run out, would you say?
I've never ran out of juice on my boosted board while riding it to where I needed it to go. The only time I've ever ran out of battery was when I was purposely riding around just to kill my battery just before, because I know I'm going to go inside and charge it.
Okay. Do you think that the indicators are good enough?
Very much so. The indicators not only flash, it beeps at you when it's getting extremely low.
Cool.
And that's directly on the Bluetooth remote, just like most of them are now Bluetooth.
Yeah, the HugerTech remote, from what I can see, it has lights on it. It also will come with a companion app. Boosted board as well has the app. You'll be able to see all of the statistics, odometer, the speedometer. So one thing I wanted to bring up, on a typical skateboard, they're made out of usually maple, like Canadian maple, or there's some plies of something similar. Boosted boards are made from bamboo, and they have a lot more flex. The HugerTech board is traditional Canadian maple. So how do you like the flex, and how do you think it affects your ride?
So naturally, like you just stated, the flex is much, much different than a standard skateboard that we go and do tricks on. But at the same time, it's a long board too, so it's a different style of skateboarding to ride around. It's meant to be cruised on and have a little more flex, and
to be clear,
nice.
The bamboo is more flexible and
very flexible,
and Canadian maple is a little more rigid and has less flex. You can't bounce on it as you've seen on a boosted board. So how much does the flex like take out?
It does a lot, like drastically. Even though I can't ollie on the boosted board, when I am coming up to certain cracks or speed bumps or whatever it may be, I do find myself, I tend to do a little jump and the board catches it once it pops over those little potholes or cracks or speed bumps. The boosted has been awesome, and even
Can we bring it out for a second?
I didn't. We absolutely can.
However long we need.
Yes.
So something I wanted to bring up is all the little things. So when it comes to the bare guts of an electric board, of course you have the motor. Of course you have to choose between dual hub motors, which are the motors in the wheels, and the motor being belt driven, which is on the boosted board. Something that you don't really get to choose on a lot of boards are like the other, small little details. So let's talk about that. Here's your board. First off, let's go from the top down and talk about the grip tape. Now, on the boosted board, this is the dual plus, which means it's got like an extra grip, and it's supposed to be really nice.
I've had a lot of skateboards with, obviously, as you know, many different types of skateboards. So, honestly, I think the strength of the grip tape needs to be strong enough that when I am riding that fast, my feet need to be planted and they cannot have any room for sliding around. Because that's all it takes when you're doing 20 miles per hour to fall and really hurt yourself.
Okay, that's definitely something we'll be considering when we review the Huger Racer. So next up, the wheels. So the boosted board has 80 millimeter wheels, and the Huger Tech Racer has 90 millimeter wheels. Now, taking a look at these, are really large. How do you like, these huge orangutan wheels?
I love them, and as you can see, just very vaguely, you see how they're starting to chip. I mean, I really, really use them, and to be quite honest, let's see if we can get this in. You can kind of see in there, right there, where some of the little nicks on just the... But what's nice, where I'm going with this is, with how hard I ride and what I do ride over, the cracks and potholes and, all the gravel and sticks and everything like that I'm doing, I'm shocked that there isn't much more.
Yeah, I could barely see it when you pointed that out.
Yeah,
what do you got on the front there?
I did add this, which is a bash guard or a board protector. So if someone were to be riding this and fall off, slip, and launch this into a wall or a tree, whatever, a car, anything, this is going to get hit first before the board will, protecting the board from being chipped up.
So now, the Huger Tech Racer and the other boards that they're selling right now do have an integrated light in the front. There's in the front and in the back, and supposedly there's going to be turn signals. I'd really like to see how that works. There's nothing on the remote for the turn signal, so I'm guessing it's when you lean one way or another, it's going to something's going to blink. Something they don't talk about that they showed in the picture. So right here I'm going to put a picture of the remote with all of the buttons on it. There's a horn button. That I'm really interested in.
Yeah, that was...
I don't know if the horn is going to be in the remote or if it's going to be in the board itself.
Was the horn in their video too? Like, did you even hear it?
No, it's not.
It's not like it...
I really hope it's like super dinky
but
loud.
They don't really like talk much about it. Like either.
Right.
It's like other than the fact that they labeled it in the picture, it's like nowhere else to be
I kind of
found.
hope it's comical, like a meep meep.
But
they had mentioned a little more.
I did not see that it had headlights though that lit up around, like in front of you, so the lights, where you're going.
The lights that it has, the Huger Tech, they're the signal lights that they have. They do have lights in the front and the back. The back are like tail lights, and they will stop. Like when you press the button to brake, they will have stopping lights. In the front, they're pretty much just lights so that people can see you. It doesn't look like it, from the video we couldn't see, it doesn't look like it, casts a spotlight in front of you or, so that you'll be able to see obstacles or any type of road obstruction in front of you.
I wear a headlight when I'm riding at night, and I have my front headlamps, which we'll go over right now. And this was an amazing, awesome addition that made it so when I do ride over to a friend's house in the afternoon and hang for a couple hours, and I ride back at night, I can see where I'm going again now. And that is these two little lights right here. And if you want to see, it comes with two, and that's how they come.
Now, this wasn't by Boosted Board, right? This is a third-party accessory?
This is a third-party accessory meant for
Are there a lot of
skateboards.
third-party accessories?
There are so many. There are probably, honestly, more third-party accessories for Boosted Board than accessories of what Boosted Board themselves have.
Okay, so that's something for you, Huger Tech. Any issues or any problems we have with like the cosmetics of the board or usage, make sure that you tell us like the dimensions. That's something we'll need to know, like for the remote and the board. I'd love to see any and all third-party accessories, so make it as user-friendly as possible. So your remote tells you the battery of the board. Does it tell you the battery of the remote?
Yes.
Okay, and then also what mode you're in.
Yes.
Okay, very good. And then
do
you check this
it
every
tells
so
you
often?
in beeps though.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it is very easy to register.
It's a good indicator.
It is extremely user friendly.
Mm-hmm. So we've talked about the external customization with third-party and first-party accessories. Let's talk about the internal customization. With Huger Tech, it's got two modes, a beginner and a normal, and then through the app you can choose your level of torque, and that's just a percentage from 0 to 100% torque. So pretty much you could customize it to whoever, if someone old is riding it and you need them to not fall off the board and you want the acceleration to be slower, you're going to lower the torque.
So the reason I purposely don't let anyone, because everyone always wants to try it, and not only do they want to try it, who doesn't want it like full blast? They're like, no, I want to be able to go as fast as I can, even if I don't. But I never let them try it. I always let them try it on the very slowest because of how quick this torque is. Even for me sometimes, it's hard to, when if I
just
full blast and I'm not leaning forward and braced on it, I go out. Like, it's very, very powerful.
When you do that, do you always go from 0? Or do you kick
0.
Forward?
No, from 0.
So you stand on the board, stop,
so I
not
can do
moving,
it
and
from
then you just
0.
Go. Okay.
In fact, it's almost easier to ease into it when I kick-started it a little. And even if the battery dies, I have to push it around. And you know what? Even though there is slight resistance, it is very easy to still ride this around.
The reason I bring that up is because, with hub motors, you're not going to get as much torque, but you get a higher top speed with less power. So that's why I'm guessing the range is a lot bigger. The hill grade is the same, 25%. But something that's really nice is with the hub motors is there is little to no resistance when it's not powered. So that'll be nice if you do run out of juice, you can kind of push.
Boosted board itself may have been extremely expensive. Fixing it or the replacement parts I've purchased are very, very cost affordable.
That's something I've heard is that with the boosted board, the reason it costs so much is because every part can be replaced. Belts are pretty easy to fix. Something like the dual hub motors, the entire motor is in that wheel, and if something burns out, you have to replace, an expensive motor. And I don't know if it'll be as easy as, taking out the wheel, unplugging the cable, and then putting something else in. We'll see. Once this comes in, I'll do a full teardown, and we'll see how easy it is to replace, because with this being a vehicle, it is fun and it is kind of a toy, but first and foremost, it's an electric vehicle, and you want it, 1, to be reliable, and 2, when it does break, you want to be able to fix it. I would hope that Huger Tech would make the racer as easy, to maintain. So we'll see. I just want to say I'm super excited for this Huger Tech board. They make 3 boards. The one I'm going to get is the racer because that's the most comparable to the boosted board. So, let's talk about that too. So noise. Do you feel that it's loud? That the boosted board is loud?
Yes.
Okay. Too loud.
Is it too loud? No, I do not feel it is too loud. But the boosted board is a skateboard that you hear. It does have a slight hum to it.
Okay, that's something we will test because dual hub motors, they don't have that belt. I'm sure there will be a sound difference. Huger Tech, come out with like a video that has just a ride test or some user riding it. You did a great job on your promo video, but I want to see just a normal everyday person riding this through the streets and how they feel. The Huger Tech Racer retails for $1,200. Right now it's going for half the price, $600 on Indiegogo. Hopefully it's worth $1,200. I really want it to be. So I'll let you know if it's worth $1,200.
Yes,
like buying it for $600, that's not going to affect my view on it at all. Can we just recap one more time the things that we like? So first was just regenerative braking. That's like a standard feature. They all got to have that by now. If you don't have regenerative braking, then no one's going to buy your board. It's board shape and comfort, battery life,
length of board.
For me personally, if it fits in my trunk, then it's fine.
And it was fine, yeah. So it is regenerative braking,
board shape and
comfort, battery life, how quick the battery charges with the battery life.
The remote, how you actually interact with the speed, that'll be important. We covered pretty much everything. I'm super excited for the Huger Tech Racer.
And I'm super excited for him to get it. It's going to be so much fun to have someone else that actually has an electric skateboard, though, to ride with, and we can kind of show how it's done. When
we do the full review, we're going to talk about things like board feel, how the remote feels, how comfortable you feel on the board. Yeah, so go on Indiegogo, check out Huger Tech. They have 3 boards to choose from. You have a month to get on there and buy one, and if you do want to wait and hold off, come back to my channel in a month and you'll see the full review. I'll be comparing everything we talked about here, seeing how they stack up. Yeah, Tommy, thanks for being here, and
thanks for having me.
Yeah, and thanks for watching.